Hey guys, hope everybody's doing great. We're going to do a little drawing today. You can see on the screen, this is what we're going to be doing, okay? I'm focusing on vertical lines today. You can see today I'm working on newspaper. So if you have some newspaper, it makes a great background for your drawings. If you can find a piece and cut it up into a square or whatever shape you want to work with, go ahead and get that now. Okay, so the only thing about newspaper is it doesn't work great with crayons. I mean, it works okay. You can get some, but you got to push kind of hard, all right, or build with it. So I'm going to use markers for this drawing today. So if you have markers, why don't you get those and work with those? If you don't have markers and you just have crayons, they'll work. You just have to press a little bit harder. Okay, so get some supplies, get a drink, get a friend, have a seat, and let's draw for a little bit, okay? So there's our drawing. Let me get a new piece of paper, abracadabra, there we go, have one all set up, ready to go. So I'm gonna draw with a black marker to outline, but if you only have a pencil or a pen, you can use that. So whatever you have to draw with. All right, so let's start by making our baseline for where our rocket and our rocket pad is going to sit. So I'm going to draw a horizontal line straight across my paper. All right. And then I'm going to draw another one, a parallel line, right underneath it. Parallel line is a line that doesn't touch. Okay, and I'm going to draw another one. We're going to make a little seawall underneath here. We'll put some orange, yeah. No, we're going to put some orange. We're going to put some water down here. All right, and then we're going to put some night sky in here, and then the water's going to sparkle with the lights from the windows and all that kind of jazz. All right, so let's go ahead and make a tower where our rocket's going to be held up by. So we're going to make a launch tower. All right, I'm going to make a vertical line. Vertical lines are what we're talking about today, and I'm going to make another vertical line, another parallel line. It's a long, skinny rectangle. All right, make it a long, skinny rectangle, and then put some X's in it. This is for the superstructure. So this way, it doesn't fall over. And it also gives it some visual texture, so it's not boring to look at. All right, so that's that. Later I'll add some color in there. I'll put some red or some orange, whatever color you want to add for the superstructure. All right, so now let's make our rocket. Now our rocket is going to be bigger than our superstructure. So I'm gonna make a pad first, because we need a pad. I'm sure you've seen videos on these old launches. It's pretty incredible, the size of these engines. Okay, so now I'm going to make a couple small boxes on the bottom. This is going to be for like the thrusters. Now they're kind of like a trapezoid shape, all right? And then I'm going to make a line on the top of them. So those are the engines, all right? And now we're going to make the nacelle, all right? This is going to come up, taller, taller, taller. Again, I'm going to make a big rocket. Okay, I remember all these missions when I was growing up. It was pretty cool. Watching it on TV, walking on the moon. All right, now I'm going to make a line that goes across like that. So see, it's a long, skinny rectangle. Not perfect, a little bit off, but it's okay. I'm not using a ruler. I'm free drawing. And then I'm going to make another rectangle on top of it. And then I'll put another horizontal line. So that'll be a stripe. And then let's make another stripe over here. Now you can color your rocket any color you want to. You don't have to color any specific color or any designs that you want. You could make a pink rocket with blue polka dots. It's up to you. So on the side over here, I'm going to put some canards and some fins for stability at the takeoff. Now this one's going to be a little bit hidden in the superstructure, but that's okay there. All right, and then I'm going to put another canard up here. These are canards, these are fins. All right, those are like rudders to steer the rocket. The canards are usually in the front. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and make another, kind of like almost a triangle, but not quite. We're not going to bring it to a point. If you want to bring it to a point, you can. But this is where we're going to make, this is going to be the capsule for the astronauts. And then make a little line that goes up like that, and then across. You see, that's the capsule. Kind of looks like those old Apollo capsules. And then go ahead and make another small little line. Top. And if you want to, this is where you can make a point or a cone. Okay. Now this is going to be a USA rocket, so inside of it I'm going to put USA. You're not going to see it from far away, but I might draw a little tiny flag down here. I'm just throwing some little red, white, and blue there. So there's my flag. And I'm going to put a window for the astronaut. That's about it for my rocket. I'm pretty happy with that. And I'm going to put a little texture on this. Maybe some dots. Just some dots on the side. Just to make some texture. Okay, now we need a launch center for buildings and observation ports for the guys that are running mission control. So I'm just going to draw some rectangles and some squares. Vertical lines. Now I'm going to make them a little bit different size, and some of them I'm probably going to even stack them up like a birthday cake. Alright, I'm going to put some windows in them. Every time I do a drawing, I try to change it from the last one. You know, make it interesting for me. Again, it's something, the more you draw and the more you practice, the better you're going to get. So, again, not a perfect rectangle, but that's okay. Maybe that whole building is going to be lopsided. Maybe it's an old mission control. Alright, maybe it's North Korea. There you go. There we go. Maybe some small doors, some long windows. And we can put some antennas, some satellites. I'm using curved lines. I'm just using things that I've seen from my imagination before. Not working, not worried about it looking exactly like anything. I'm just having fun drawing any way I want to. Maybe that's a TV antenna or some type of antenna. Okay, so there you go. There's our little mission control buildings. This guy needs a door. How are they going to get in there? Door's over there. Now let's put some mountains in the background. Now, when I make my mountains, I kind of like make M's. All right, so, but I'm going to make a kind of wiggly M. Okay, this one's going to go behind the rocket, and then it's going to come down again. See that M? Now, instead of starting right here with the next one, I'm going to jump halfway up that M and come up and go down. Okay, there's another part of the M. And now I'm going to, instead of starting here again, I'm going to jump up here. Maybe there's a little scraggly looking thing there. Okay. I'm going to make a line like that. So there's my mountains. And you see the mountains I did last time to this time are totally different. Even my rocket's different than the last one. Buildings are a little bit different. So everything is different. Let's put a moon. Now if you wanted to over here, you could do something silly. You could make a line like this. And then you could make it oval like that. And a little bubble. Maybe it's a flying saucer. Alright, and it's watching the launch. Maybe these aliens are kind of worried about what's going on. Alright, so, and then I'm going to make a cloud. You can see I kind of make a line. Curl. No rhyme or reason. Clouds are any shape. You can make ends. Alright, clouds are any shape. I'm not going to go cloud crazy. I'm just going to put a few clouds in there. Maybe a bubble. Alright, so there's some clouds. I think we're ready to color now. Alright, good. Let's go. So, let's see. Let's get some yellow first. Okay. Color our windows. I always like to start with my lightest color first. Okay, I'm going to see if I can find... Now this is what happens. This is a brand new yellow. This is an old yellow. See what happens on the tips if you... This one, you didn't probably use the yellow first. All right, I used it last. So if you use your yellow first, you can keep your tip clean. All right, this can make dark lines when I don't want them. Okay, so I have this brand new yellow. Happy days. Okay, coloring my windows because this is kind of a night scene. It's going to be a night launch. Okay, where else can I put some yellow in there? Maybe my moon, maybe my saucer. I'm gonna try to yellow out where I'm happy about it. Okay, looks good. Next, let's next lightest color. Let's get some green. All right, I'm gonna get some green. I'm trying to pick colors that go. Now I have a scrap piece of paper on the side here. I like to draw, check my markers on the scrap piece of paper. These buildings are all gonna be green. Now I'm gonna start at the top of my building. I'm gonna flick down, do a little flick stroke. I just get some little, it gives texture. Okay. I'm not worried about coloring my building solid green because that newsprint, that printing material helps out with the design. Little tiny flicks. I'm taking my marker and making little tiny flicks, just little circles. Okay, there's my buildings. Now, if you wanted to, you could layer your greens. If you had another green later on and you wanted to come back and add a little bit more, you can. This is a little bit darker green. I could add some more lines, just add some more texture in there. Layering color, all right. But you notice I did start with my lighter green, so I didn't contaminate it. And again, that lighter green won't hurt this darker green. Okay, you can see how it adds a little texture in there. Maybe some shadows. Now, at any time during the video that if I'm drawing too fast and you need to pause it or you need to take a break, just pause it and come back to it. There's no rush. Okay, now I'm going to show you crayon. Now, you can see this is a wild strawberry. I'm going to come in with my wild strawberry and press hard for the doors. I'm pressing hard so I get a good solid line for the doors. Now the reason why I did red, because red and green are complementary colors. They're opposite on the color wheel. Okay, I'm also going to come back with my red, but I'm going to try to find a real true red. But I'm going to use a marker. All right, so let's use that for our stripes and our flag. All right, I'm not worried about permanent details in that. And I'm going to trace my superstructure, some of those girders. Those are the beams that go across. Girders, funny name, huh? All right, let's see. Maybe these little saucers I can take and put a few red lights in there, and then maybe just put some flecks of red around it. Okay. Let's see what else. Oh, our canards that we can do in our rocket, those can be red. All right, I don't have a gold marker, so I might use a yellow or orange for some of my rocket too. Or I'm going to look at my crayon box. I might find a gold crayon. Let's see. I'm just putting a little bit more red in my rocket. Just little tiny flick strokes, just to make it a little bit more interesting to look at. Little flick strokes. All right. Gotta add some yellow in my stripes, going back to yellow. Trying to be very careful not to get to that red in there. I want to keep, now this is a contaminated one, so that's why I grabbed it. It's not my brand nude one. I'm going to use my old one. So now I'm going to take a little bit, it's not a gold, but it's a goldenrod. So I'm going to put a little goldenrod in my rocket. It's a crayon, just add a little bit more color in there. A little pizzazz. Okay. Good. Now the base of my stand over here, I think I need to add some type of color in there. So I'm going to use a blue. All right, blue is usually a good color for metal. So maybe it's, all right, I used the crayon. I'm mixing it up, mixed media. All right, we're almost done here. I'm just going to work on the bottom and the top over here. Now during the video, if you, like I said, pause it. The other thing you can do too during my videos, if you want to watch the whole thing and then do it, that would be a good way to do it too. So this way you're not worried about making a mistake. All right, so I'm going to grab a darker blue crayon and I'm going to color this wall right here. And you can see I'm going as a diagonal. I'm trying to change the direction in which I color to create a visual texture with the eyes. Okay. And then I'm gonna go side to side and fill some of those bottom areas, those bottom lines. Okay, I'm gonna grab a pink. Pink, why not? Okay, now for the water, I'm gonna grab another blue, a fat blue. I'm a fat blue, that's kind of pointy. And then I'm gonna come across and then just sweep back and forth really lightly, because I don't want that to be all blue. I want some of that white of the paper so it looks like the water is sparkling. And then I'm gonna grab green and I'm gonna do the same thing. Just lightly go across, layering. All right. And then see if I can find one more blue. Just all these are a little bit different. Again, I'm not interested in coloring all that in there. Done. I'm going to take my contaminated yellow. You see that window right there? It's going to reflect in the water. So I'm going to take a little bit of that yellow and put it right there so it looks like this. All right, there's a couple windows over here. So it's a reflection. I'm going to cover this with black too later on. So some of that's going to be hidden. So there's my building. If I wanted to, I could have drawn my rocket in there too, but I'm not gonna go crazy. Now for my mountains in the background, I'm gonna grab a light brown, and see the mountains are kind of like a diagonal. So I'm gonna do a diagonal flick stroke. So I'm gonna start at the edge of my mountain, and then just put my marker down flat, and then flick sideways. Close to the edge as possible. Better a little bit away from the edge than past the edge, and then I can come back with the tip of my marker and then kind of fill in those edges there so it makes it a little bit hard edge. Okay, there's one. I'm gonna start over here again. And color it in. You can also fast forward this too. You can watch it in fast motion, like this part here where I'm coloring. You know, you can see what I'm doing. Once you watch that flick stroke, you can just go ahead and fast forward. And also, if you watch it first, you can turn off the volume and you don't have to listen to me twice, and you can listen to music while you're drawing. I usually like to listen to music while I'm drawing. All different kinds of music. I like classical music. Sometimes, not all the time. Okay, there you go. And again, I'm gonna come back in here and lay some crayon on there too. So let's do the sky. So let me see my black. I've got a big piece of black crayon here someplace. It ran away, so I'm gonna grab something else. Let me check that. Oh, there it is. There's a piece of black right there. Now this is just a piece of on the bottom over here. I save all my little scrap crayons because I use these little bits for a background, so you have a bunch of them all different colors, and I don't throw those away. Now I'm going to take my crayon and I'm going to try to avoid my clouds a little bit. So I'm going to go side to side. I'm laying it flat and pushing it like a plow. All the way in the bottom too, just to take a little bit of that intensity of that color out. Now, okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my crayon and I'm going to kind of push on, see the end right there? I'm going to push on the end a little bit there and just get a little bit darker. Make some waves. Just to create a little texture in my background so it doesn't look boring. Now, believe it or not, I'm going to grab a purple. I think this is like a plum color here. Yep, I'm going to take a little bit of this and put a little bit in my mountains. I'm going to pull it sideways. Just add a little purple mountains majesty and put a little purple in my mountains. Okay, I think it's pretty good. I hope you liked it. Hope you liked the lesson. Now, I haven't, I'm gonna put a little white in there. I didn't do this in my last one, but it doesn't really work well on newsprint. So I have some white pastels here. We could try that if you have pastels. If you don't have pastels, you could try, if you want to make those really white. You know what would work kind of cool is if you had white out. Because white out works great on paper, and then it would be white. So peeling back my white, and let's see, this is a pastel. Yeah, pastel works pretty good on newsprint. All right, and I could put some of that in my rocket. Again, this is all this extra stuff. If you have extra stuff and you want to play around with it, you can do whatever you want. This is your drawing. You can build and take it to failure and then start all over again and do it again. All right, so that's it for today on vertical line. Remember, vertical lines, horizontal and diagonal. Use your markers if you have them. Be safe, be helpful, be kind. Read a book. All right, guys, any questions, you can send me an email. I'll respond right away because I'm interested in what you're doing. Send me some of your drawings. All right, hope you're all doing well. Take care. Bye.